Eddie.
No, sorry, mate. Come on.
Oh, sorry. So, finish
Mate,
what you
how's the body? How's the mind?
body's good, mind's good. Getting closer. It's the same. I feel like I'm saying the same thing every week. Getting closer to the end of the semester. Could be doing a bit more fitness wise, but actually went on some big walks this week. Did a big 11K a couple of days ago.
Bloody hell.
Yeah, saw the sights of Heidelberg Heights.
That's massive. That's absolutely
How about
massive.
you, mate? How's the
Um,
body going?
body's not feeling too bad, other than this, which I'll explain in my gratitude a bit later. Mine's feeling good. I sort of did a Tetris. I was a few weeks behind in my online subjects, and I just ripped out the note taking for it, and gee, it feels great. Now I'm like, I'm on track. So did that the last few days. So feeling pretty good there, and yeah, just about I can see the finish line, but I've got like a few hills and shit to do. So we're close, but there's still a bit to go. But okay, still a few exams to go. But yes, that's me. That's me at the moment.
Very
But,
nice. So it's the end. We've reached the end of September.
We certainly have, and that means our mullet journey officially has finished. But
the fundraising part is finished. The mullets are still alive and well.
Still there, and we're still doing these videos. For anyone who's keen, who's listening, we're still going to do these.
Hands out there.
Absolutely. But first of all, huge effort. I reckon the people we've had donating and supporting us have just been incredible. Like, it's tremendous. We reached our goal at $2,000, $2,039.
2,039, I think. Yep.
Yeah, it's been super. It's been absolutely super, that, and yeah, it's been good. It's been good.
Absolutely. Just appreciate everybody that got behind us. If you're one of the three people that probably watched this and you donated.
Listen every week. Absolutely. Yeah, and bloody Richie, Chloe, and Brogo. Probably need to thank them as well for appearing.
Coming on the show.
Exactly. That's been awesome. Who have we got this week?
Haven't I told you?
No, you haven't told me.
Oh, we've got the GOAT. Absolute treat, the GOAT.
How the hell do we get? Is it Michael Jordan? Serena?
No.
Is it LeBron? Who is it?
The GOAT, McNeil.
But I'm on here every single week, man.
No, it's not you. The absolute great and honourable Megan Louise Allison McNeil.
Meg Mac. Okay.
Is on the show this week. Should we get her in?
I reckon we should.
All right, let's do it.
Here we go. Meg Mac.
Guys, how you going?
Good. How are you? How's the body and the mind?
Good, yeah. Getting out there. It's a sunny day in Melbourne today, so definitely going to take in the sun a little bit and get outdoors and get the body moving, which is
get out in the 5K radius.
Yeah, exactly. Keep it close to home, for sure.
Very nice. Do you know what, like, I reckon Meg Mac could grow a sick mullet. I could imagine sides, bang.
You think I should leave it to him?
Absolute carnage of me.
Join in.
Next September.
Next September.
We'll lock her in.
Bloody oath. Yeah. Well, Meg Mac, thanks first of all for coming on our show. We really do appreciate it, and it's boosted the caliber of guests we've had, Block, and we've had some absolute rippers, and this is it's peaking. It's peaking.
Oh, nice. I'm up there. Good to hear.
You're up there. You're in the top 4 we've ever had.
Oh, excellent. Where I like to be.
Yeah, that's it. So Meg Mac, what we do is we start off our shows doing the gem. So the gems from the Resilience Project, and you start off by saying something you're grateful for, someone you empathise with, and something gives a bit of mindfulness or uses zen, something like that. So I'll kick off with Balake, and then we'll give you the gist and see how you go.
No worries. So what I'm grateful for this week is probably the pushing forward of the step 3 in Melbourne, the roadmap. So now everything, we're allowed to have house visitors the week before AFL Grand Final Day.
Oh, yeah, so all right.
Fantastic timing. I'll be actually able to see a few friends on grand final day. Who do I empathise with? Probably Geelong supporters after last night. I think it's just going to be
That's fair. That's fair.
another empty trip to the finals with no success. And what have I been doing for mindfulness? Lately, probably as I've been doing every week, just going for walks, going and get a coffee. I've been trying to do a few new things, to a few new different tracks to find new cafes and stuff. But yeah, that's probably it.
Very nice. Meg Mac, do you want me to go, or do you reckon you've got a few up your sleeve?
I think I can do this one.
All right.
I'm grateful for daylight savings is starting on Sunday, and I love it. And I think it's going to really, really brighten up the mood around Melbourne and everywhere else. And the weather's obviously getting quite nice again as well, which is always a mood booster. So I'm quite grateful for that. Empathise. I became redundant with my job around July because of all the COVID stuff. So I think I empathise with everyone else that's still out there looking for work and struggling with that. We're all in the same boat. So I definitely empathise with them. And mindfulness. I've always tried to get into meditation. So I've been trying to take a little bit more time to, set 5 minutes aside and actually give it a go and try and get better at it. I've got the Smiling Minds app downloaded on my phone. So they're pretty good because it's 5-10 minutes.
Shout out to Smiling Minds.
Yeah, there you go. Plug. Shameless plug. So just trying to, get into routine with that and do it as often as possible, because you can only get better with it once you, stick to it.
Yeah, absolutely. That's awesome, Meg Mac. My gratefulness this week, something I'm grateful for, is I went to the physio to check my thumb out, and I just wanted some taping for cricket. Turns out it's a lot worse than I thought it was. So the physio said, you're going to have to get an MRI and we're going to put you in a splinter because,
Did you break it?
No. So what they reckon is the ligament, I'll show me opposite hand, the ligament that does that is really loose. So
even do that.
It's already pretty hyper, but the other one just keeps on going and going and going. So if I tear that off,
So maybe surgery, Andy.
Well, we don't know. I need an MRI for it. So I've booked an MRI for 2 weeks, which is shit. I wish it was sooner, but pretty happy
Have
that.
you ever had an MRI?
No, I haven't.
Oh, I've had heaps.
Experience?
Yeah. It's not fun.
Yeah, so I'm happy that she actually found something wrong, because I was like, it doesn't feel great, So it's good to do that. Empathise with.
It's your hand too, so you'll have to lie down like that.
Yeah.
It will be an experience, Andy.
It will be.
It's not fun.
Who I empathise with, kind of like Meg Max, I empathise with the small business. Well, kind of like Meg Max. I empathise with the small businesses that have really been struggling during this time, because you can't predict that something so big's going to be happening. And I think the Hawker's gone down, hasn't it?
Really?
Yeah. Hawker's a bloody vibe as well. So that's grim.
That's really sad.
An interesting one for the mindfulness. I just went through my daily mix on the Spotify, and I found a few artists I haven't found in a while. I found Ruby Fields again. P plates.
Cool.
It's always good to do that.
It's great, isn't it? Like, I love this. Yeah, just refound the love. So it's been unreal. Very good.
Absolutely. Alrighty. So, Meg, if you feel comfortable, would you like to take us through a bit of your mental health journey and some of the things that have worked well for you, and some of the things maybe that you've had to sort of alter a bit with the last 6 months, maybe not having the access to the normal sort of things that you were previously doing?
Yeah, for sure.
Well,
with my mental health, I think I've always been pretty stable and steady. I've always kind of had the tools to cope with the challenging things. I think, throughout my studying years, when exam time came around, that was always a big stress. And I guess those are the times when you really do reflect on how you're going and how you're coping. But that was always, quite an acute time for, a couple of weeks there, and you kind of move through it and get past it. Like I touched on before, I was made redundant in July with my job, which was obviously quite a big blow. And I guess it makes you kind of take a step back and kind of identify and process how you're feeling about things. I guess at first you kind of feel like a little bit of a failure for losing your job. and then of course you start to worry a little bit about the future and how precarious, you know, it all is. When I just graduated like the end of last year and I had a job as a paralegal in a corporate law firm. So things were going pretty well. I was kind of on track to like some, you know, really exciting things. So yeah, the mental health really does take a blow in those situations. And I still don't have a job just yet. So it's still an ongoing kind of, I guess, struggle to, you know, think about where you might move next and what your future might look like. So of course you do kind of have to, you know, reflect on your mental health and look after yourself a little bit more, and really identify that, you know, a lot of people are in the same boat here. You know, it's a pandemic, so it's not just you. It's certainly situational, and that, you know, a lot of other people are experiencing similar things. So I've had a lot of free time because unemployed. So I've been able to do a lot of things like go for long walks. I really like going for long drives as well, and like playing some good music and, you know, kind of getting out of the house sort of thing. And yeah, I guess one thing that I try and I've identified as kind of a stressor for me is just spending too much time looking for new jobs. I spend so much time on like seek.com, and you know, you feel the pressure to keep applying for things and finding, you know, new jobs, but just bogs you down a little bit too much, especially when you spend your time looking at jobs and you're like, am I qualified? Should I even apply for this? And yeah, I guess I've just kind of identified recently that makes me feel a bit shitty. So I try and only do it like maybe 3 days a week, when I really put my time into making, you know, some quality applications and visiting, that sort of thing. And I guess another thing is that I've started the process of moving home. So I'm coming back to Geelong to live with Andy over the summer. Can't wait for that, Andy. And so I guess that's a bit of a struggle too, because it's a bit of a loss of lifestyle. Like I really quite like living in Melbourne and in Brunswick, and it will be temporary. I'm hopefully just going to go back for a few months before things, you know, settle down and I can find a new job. But yeah, I guess that's just another thing that you really identify as gets you down a little bit and makes you, you know, struggle a little bit. So I think just identifying that and realizing that it is temporary, and that these things will pass and things will look up quite soon. Summer's coming, you know, the restrictions are kind of easing a bit, and I'm unemployed, so I have a lot of free time to, you know, go to the beach or do whatever I want. So silver linings there. So yeah, that's my recent story anyway.
Yeah, bloody oath. I heard a rumor, Meg. Are you hitting the waves with Balaka, mate? Are you jumping on the 9-footer?
I'm looking forward to it. I'll hit the waves once or twice, as long as, you know, we're right
I'll
to
play
the
you on
sharks.
that.
I'm not into the sharks portion, the surfing.
Yeah, that's fair.
Lifestyle.
Very nice. Do you want to do this next bit, Balaka?
Oh, you can do this one.
Okay, so Meg Mac. So thanks so much for that. I was ripping. That was very insightful. Now the next bit is, it's a bit of a light-hearted segment we do. It's called the Vibe Booster. So when you need something to get you up and about, you're feeling a bit flat, you need something to get you up and about, there's a few things we want to know. So like, what activities do you do? What are your social interactions? What do you listen to? Do you watch anything? Like, there's a few things, and we'd love to know what just sparks you up.
I've got a long list for you, Andy. I can reel off a heap of stuff.
We've got time.
Probably my top favorite things are watching Real Housewives with a glass of wine.
I'm aware.
I've been doing going for a lot of walks with friends, like to the beach or the river or something like that, because obviously you can't meet each other indoors. So that's been really nice. I've never really done that much. Yeah. I love listening to Elton John, and I like to, you know, belt his songs in the car a little bit. And I've actually gotten back into reading quite a bit, which is something I haven't done like for years and years and years. I used to be an avid reader, so I've been really into that at the moment, which is really great.
Yeah, bloody oath. What about beveraginos? We're talking that it doesn't have to be, can be alcoholic, can be non-alcoholic. What are we talking? It's gonna get you A to B. It's gonna get you
getting you through the pandemic.
Yeah. Well, now that it's warming up a little bit, I'm back on the ciders. I'm quite a cider fan. But I don't know if you've tried them yet, but seltzers are kind of like becoming a big thing over here. Have you heard about them?
Yeah, I've heard about them.
Hasn't reached up the border yet, but
I'm sure you go to your local Dan Murphy's, Andy, you'll be surprised. It'll be stocked up. Yeah, recommend. Drink of the summer.
Yeah. Love that.
The summer.
Unreal. Bloody
big prediction.
That's huge. That's huge.
That's it.
Get on board.
Love that. Balaka, I reckon Meg Max hit that out of the park.
I think that's
Have you got anything else you want to add, or is there anything there?
Yeah, it's pretty good. Just covered all bases.
It's sweet. Meg Mac, you got anything? Any words of wisdom for the viewers out there heading
Tips
into
and
the summer?
tricks.
Maybe put on
Yeah.
sunscreen, like just anything.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Sunscreen's a big one. It's the number one way to, reduce wrinkles. So really
Yes.
definitely get into that. Both you boys at all times.
Yeah. If I don't want to have to do it, but this is my sunscreen I'm running with at the moment. It's the Woolworths Everyday 50 plus. Would really recommend. Every time I don't wear this, I fry. So yeah,
Lather up, friends.
Good plug again.
That's what we're about. All right. Well, very nice though, Meg. I'll leave you to it. Thanks again for telling us about your mental health journey. Thanks for giving us the vibe booster and joining us.
Well, thanks for having me, guys. Keep doing what you're doing.
It's a pleasure. Absolute pleasure. Well, for everyone at home, we'll see you when we do. Cheers. Bye.